to Atlanta. I didn't know anybody, and I joined Bumble and matched with this guy. Right, we had been talking, I think, for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I got a good vibe. So anyway, I had asked him if he knew any handy people because I had a lot of like furniture coming into my apartment, and I needed help putting it together. Although I did not know him well enough, I trusted him enough to come to my apartment. Now, in hindsight, that was probably a bad idea, but it is what I did. So before he came to my apartment, I had a conversation with him about payment because I didn't want for him to come and I didn't like him and then he felt like he got. So we talked about payment and I told him I'd give him a certain amount for him putting together like two pieces of furniture. Well, he put together a bed and a desk. So I don't remember exactly how much we agreed on, but I did say I was going to sell him the money. So when he came over like early the Saturday morning and he ended up like starting right away. He was definitely somebody that I could see myself talking to on the long haul. So it was cool. Like he was we were getting to know each other. We were talking about family. We were talking about life, all this kind of stuff. So around lunchtime, I ordered us something to eat. And as we were eating, we were like really talking, right? It was good. So when he was done, he kind of like chilled for like another couple of hours just to like rest. And we were really vibing. And he was like, I would really like to see you again. And I was like, cool. When he's ready to go, we go outside and he gives me a hug. And then he was like, okay, so I'm going to text you my Zelle information so you can send the payment. And I'm like, okay. In the moment, I was just a little shocked, but I didn't like let it on. I was just like, okay, just text it to me. So the next day I sent the Zelle payment and I was just like, oh, thank you for coming over. I really appreciate it. And then I didn't say anything else. And he was texting me and I did not respond. And he wasn't used to that because obviously we had been like texting all day long, talking throughout the day. It was good at that time. But then I just decided that the fact of him asking me for money after like we had a good day and I do understand that we agreed upon it, but I just thought it would be different since we were going to start dating. So finally he asked me like what's up and I was just like, honestly, I know we decided that I would pay you for that, but I really thought it was tacky that you actually asked me for the money afterwards and you took it. So I did end up cutting it off and we didn't talk again. But when I told my cousin about it, she was like, you guys agreed on it. Like I don't understand what the problem was. And honestly, like if I'm gonna date you and you put together some furniture for me, you're gonna charge me? I don't know. Like, what do you guys think?
Was he out of pocket?
No. I mean, I'm not a man. Y'all probably feel differently. You're like, man, we probably shouldn't charge her. But like, she was assuming a lot and expecting a lot, and she shouldn't have. And so that's her bad. Like, I don't like, especially if you're gonna have an agreement. If you agree to do something, then do it. And if you really liked him, you would honor the agreement and then continue to date the man. Like, just because he's not calling your bluff, but he's holding you accountable to what you said and you didn't like that. Okay.
Meek, would you be offended if that happened?
No. As a businesswoman, I agree with collecting my money. If you tell me you're gonna pay me, you're gonna pay me. I just don't believe in that. So as someone who's dated other business people, like if I date a mechanic and he just so happens to work on my car, I'm not expecting my experience with him as a woman to get my costs knocked down. Like you really got to be like, you my woman for me to be expecting a discount. And even then I probably would still pay because your conversation doesn't account for the time it took to do that work. That labor isn't done. So that man sat up there and built that furniture. He deserves to be paid for that furniture. Like if you claim that you admire him and you value his time, you should be a woman and stand on your word. You said you was gonna pay him. Would have never agreed to pay. I would have never talked about money. If I didn't want to pay for it, I just shut up. Like I'm for a man to offer it. Like, no, boo, I got you. But if you ain't offering it and I know I don't want to pay, I'm not gonna mention exchanging money because she literally did. She knew she didn't want to pay. Now he wants to be paid, and now she feels the way.
And Corey says they saying this is tacky. She says she fed him and he sat there for hours. He's tacky. I see Velvet. She says yes. She says I was thinking the same thing. Corey, that's a turn off. So I don't know. It's different. Y'all saying one thing, ladies in the chat saying differently. So
I gotta ask you, Mr. Gavin. So I'm gonna make sure I heard what I'm heard. She actually fed him?
probably a slice of pizza. Y'all act like they went to Yeah, they went
But
to
They went
like
to the Cheesecake Factory.
Popeyes,
yeah,
Popeyes chicken don't count. Popeyes and churches don't count. Popeyes,
Well, Mr.
churches, that don't count.
Walker,
She
what
took
is
him to
the
Cheesecake
sliding
Factory.
scale? What is the sliding scale for a
He
woman
needed to eat too.
paying for a first date versus a man doing it? Because I mean, we got the psychology. The psychology for women is different from a man. I don't know. What do you think now? I mean, come on.
Listen here.
I mean, AD,
I
even in
want to
that
see this brother.
perspective, he still built something. So she covered dinner, she didn't cover the building. He still built something. So he got to be rewarded for that too. And
I
that
would love to see
So
this
she,
guy.
so she got to feed him a lunch break too. So she
Listen,
basically gave him gave a lunch break, and then she said, "Well, I gave you a little of my time too. You was
Yep.
acting like you was liking me,
Yep.
so that
they were dating.
equivalated to that handiwork.
Were they
No,
dating?
no,
I
no.
mean,
Nah.
It was
I
a
can
that was
kind
their
of
first date.
she known him 3 weeks. They met on the date app. She known him 3 weeks.
Hey,
And I see Corey she says men in her circle wouldn't even accept payment. So she said
that's
she said
crazy
that's
because you know
dusty
how much
behavior. She said that's
you know how
dusty
much
behavior.
Corey said that any guy that would accept payment for what transpired there with that goofy woman is dusty.
Dust.
Here's my thing. Now, a real man, a resourceful man, his time is valuable. What that means
Very.
is what I mean by that. I'm gonna get granular with y'all. What that means is instead of being there building your damn IKEA bed with that little Allen wrench, tearing his fingertips up,
See?
his time would have been more valuable somewhere else, making
Absolutely.
some money. So the fact that he said, you know what, a real man said, I'm gonna clear my schedule. We date whatever we met on Bumble. I'm gonna come put together this bid. You talking about payment? Now this is this is
do
the
you know
Me
how
Too
much it costs?
generation. He cannot assume that I'm gonna put this bid together. We having a good time, and now we in a relationship. That's weird.
Do
She
you know
should have
how
said. She should have said it. She said I didn't say nothing. She should have said, hey,
not
we go together now, baby. Can you still want this
hey,
payment?
We live in a time where women are putting men in their phone as lunch and dinner. So men, you got to take that
Wow.
payment
Yeah.
because you don't know they will finesse you quickly. So what you
Yes.
got,
Facts.
sir?
it's not even
Yes.
just that, man. Do you know how much it costs to order those services? You talking north of $100 for a piece of furniture to be put together.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he put 2 pieces together.
Listen, to me. So wait, hold. They were on a date.
She
Corey
said they
said,
had talked for 3 weeks. They talked on 3 weeks on the app, and then she decided to invite him over to fix furniture.
He didn't
Man,
like her.
that's a tough line right
Good
there.
man. Come
hold
on.
on.
She
He
baited
didn't
him.
like her.
She
Hold on,
baited
hold
him.
on,
No,
hold on.
she baited him in anyway. She baited him in.
Yeah,
So
he
he
Yeah.
probably
come.
he probably felt like he was being
First
used.
off,
Wait,
To
time
be
out.
honest with you,
but not
She
only that
invited him
though,
over,
she
not just to put together furniture, put together
Several
my
pieces.
bed,
yeah, one of the
and a
biggest pieces of
dresser.
furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come
And
on,
Corey,
dog.
everything is a
like like
transaction.
like
Corey, everything is a transaction.
to
Yeah,
me, if they were
the
dating,
fact that he built the furniture was a transaction.
look, to me,
Exactly.
if they let's say something like that did happen, they're putting he came over there putting together furniture or whatever. And on her side of the fence, obviously she should be catering to help him out or whatever the case may be, as far as like if she's gonna make a meal or some, like it got to be some kind of a fair ground in that, not just him just coming over while she's just there and he just
A
putting furniture together.
reimbursement.
Yeah,
A
some kind of
reimbursement is what
some
he's looking for.
to make it not look like, yo, I just invited you over here to put furniture together.
To be my
That's
Yeah.
gonna be a turn
sucker.
off. That's gonna be
Like
a
Lamb
turn off.
said, to be my
He put
sucker.
together. He was
Yeah.
supposed to put together a bid that he ain't getting no buns on
She
for
could.
free.
She could.
Right? Talk that
That is
shit.
insane.
You gotta look at that bed you just made, you just put
The
together, you ain't getting no
compensation looks
buns.
like him being paid.
Sad.
You put together a bid, you ain't
Proper
getting no
compensation
buns
looks like
on,
him being
bruh. For
paid.
free?
I don't think there's no trade-off. I don't think she could have offered him anything. I don't think a meal would have been equivalent to putting a bed together. I don't think a
The
conversation
buns would have been
No, hold on
equivalent.
now,
together.
hold
I
on,
owe
Meek.
you the
I
buns.
gotta push back,
You
Meek.
get
I
the
gotta push
first
back.
clapping to the cheeks on these
Listen,
sheets.
listen, Meek. Listen, it's not just the meal. It's the fact that if you're helping as well, you know what I mean. It's not like you, oh, miss, I can't do anything. This is your bed. You can help out as well. I don't mean you got to lift a heavy load, but shit, at
There
least
ain't
read
no
the
way.
damn instructions.
There
At
ain't
least
no
read the
way.
instructions. Cause
There ain't no way.
most men build stuff, and we don't. Well, I know me. When I'm building something, half of the time the especially an IKEA instruction,
Yep.
I do not read it at all. I'm
Facts.
sorry,
Facts. You ain't
but
So
alone.
let's
Facts.
use your real
just
life
make me believe you're
experience. How
doing
many
that,
women do that?
huh?
But how many women do that? How many
Do
women
what?
in real life have done that? Sat there and read instructions while you built. Well, you married, but anybody that's actually been outside and dating, how many women are actually doing that? Like they're
I
usually
think
not.
they
She
I think they
probably was minding
should.
her
Women do
It
Some
it,
business.
but
happens all
find
the
man,
find some way to help out. Find some way
but
to
see
show that
that
yo, you
That could have
here.
been a team building
Y'all think
exercise.
women
But if she
helping?
wasn't doing anything,
Y'all think
huh?
women helping? Y'all
Yes.
think women helping?
My
I mean,
advice
No,
is
I don't.
not to
I'm not
do it at
women
saying lifting the
all.
heavy
helping. It's
load.
just a,
I'm just saying
I've been
it's an
tricked.
pass me
effort.
I've
that
been tricked into
IKEA
this
wrench.
situation.
Yeah.
It's an
At least
effort.
pass me the IKEA wrench. At least pass that. You know what I
but
mean?
picnic,
Look,
Yeah.
you reveal
It's
something,
the
picnic.
effort and the ability to
Picnic, you
say, yeah,
reveal
we did
something
this
that a lot of
together.
women can't read. That's all it is. They say they can't read, and they don't want
IKEA
to
just
do
has
anything.
pictures. They don't even have words though.
But
That's true.
You
That's
That's
just
true.
gotta look
cool.
at the
I need
pictures.
comprehension. Hey,
Listen,
hey,
this putting together a bid
where does A
is
go?
sick.
A go to 1B, right? Or something.
Putting
I
together,
think
let
bid
me
is
ask
sick.
him in this. Let me
oh,
say this.